Hey, today we're on Route 66 in New Mexico. We just left the great town of Pruitt. We're headed up to Thoreau. This is our 1935 road here. 1926 road is really way out there by the railroad tracks, and it kind of zigzags back and forth out there. You can't drive there. Today it's all blocked off, but you find a bunch of little culverts out there. You have to cross over. I think there's 4 or 5 of them along the way to Thoreau, and you might find some ruins out there. So Thoreau's elevation of 7,200 feet, population 2,000, sits at the south end of the red sandstone Colorado plateau, and Mount Taylor is out there to the northeast, and Powell Mountain to the northwest. The Zunis are out here on the south. You can't see them right now, but anyway, this elevation rises. You can see the different patterns of the vegetation from the desert floor up to the mountains. We're getting more junipers up here and bigger looking trees. 1881, the railroad came through, built a small stop at a siding, named it Chavez after the local family that owned a small store here. 1886, a post office opened up, also named Chavez. It changed to Mitchell in 1892, and then finally Thoreau in 1899. So 1926 to 1937, Route 66, it ran by the railroad tracks and then was bypassed with our newer, nicer looking road we have right here. So here we are entering the town of Thoreau. These beautiful mesas way up there in the distance. Holy moly. You're gonna hit a stop sign. First stop sign you hit. This is Highway 371. If you head up here, we're not gonna do that today, but you head up here about a block or two, you'll get First Street, and First Street is the original 1926 road coming through here, and they closed that down in 1937, and all the businesses moved down to this road. And to my right here, right there, that's the side of the beautiful mountain trading post owned by Dave Ortega, burned down in 1956, and it moved down to the Zuni trading post. And across the stop sign on the other side, right there, that's the side of the Red Arrow trading post, and that burned down in 1960. The original Red Arrow complex was in town on First Street, but moved down here in 1937. Anyway, the main store on the south side of Old Route 66 on First Street was a squared off adobe style building, raised facade, up front reading Red Arrow Company. Sold Navajo blankets, jewelry, curios, general merchandise. And perpendicular on the road on the north side was a row of campground cottages called the Red Arrow Cottage Camp. So up here, a little ways, it's another business. All right, here we got the Red Mountain Thoreau trading post right there. Up here, it's called Roy T. Herman's Garage and Service Station, listed in the National Register of Historic Places. Classic 1937 service station, enameled steel facade, hip canopy over the pump island right there. We got some vintage gas pumps right in front. So prior to be here, this exact steel building was operated as a standard oil station out in Grants, and they picked it up here 1937, just moved it here at this junction right next to the beautiful mountain trading post. Then in 1963, we got it exactly right here, a little bit more to the east or the west. Anyway, this guy's been around a little bit. So right up there on the other side of the tracks, that's First Street of Thoreau, and that's the 1926 Route 66 up there. Just houses right now, and they don't really like a bunch of busy buddies going through their little town, so we'll kind of use your imagination right there. And up ahead, about almost a mile, is another trading post. And here we have our beautiful trading post. Let's take a look here. Yeah, this beautiful building here, right there. We have some old ruined spots here. It's the old Thunderbird Bar and Trading Post, built in 1947 by Bill and Charlie Bass. You know, also had a Texaco station and a grocery. They sold it in 1964 after I-40 came through, and the new owner, Max Sandoval, Use it for Indian jewelry manufacturing. Also housed a restaurant run by the owner's sister. Anyway, this is our old Thunderbird here. We're going to take a look inside. Kind of crumbling down. Holy smokes. Anyway, there's our Thunderbird right there. How about that? Anyway, here's what we have today. I can't tell if there's a fire in here or just falling apart. Look at the raised floor here. Not sure what that was. Right there, maybe I don't know, a sign for the Thunderbird at the bar. There's a Thunderbird right there. See, half of one. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see what's on the side here. Over the rail. Oh, we got nothing here. So here's Interstate 40. This bypasses this whole area, so all little businesses, they, you know, go out of favor. I'm going to sneak over here behind the little bushes. Look at the other structure. This might have been the restaurant right here. Of course, had a bar as well. Anyway, old beat up structures. Oh my gosh. And the gas station, of course, was right in front. This town of Thoreau is not much here from a Route 66 perspective, but it's a nice place to visit. So we're going to head up the road to Continental Divide. See some old stuff up there. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.